On the 28th of April, the charity Hearing Dogs for Deaf People hosted the Great British Dog Walk in Lime Park in Stockport. Participants had the choice between a 4 or 8 kilometre walking route around the park, which included views of Lime Hall and its grounds. We spoke to 3 volunteers about the importance of the sponsored walk for members of the deaf community.
1 in 5 of the population has a hearing loss, and the need to have a support dog is great. So these kind of events will raise money to help train them, but also they will help raise awareness of the charity. Having your hearing dog can literally save your life.
Yeah. It builds your confidence. It leaves isolation behind. I mean, deafness is an invisible disability. We've heard about invisible disabilities, and I think having a hearing dog not only gives the recipient confidence, but also lets other people know that they've just got to be aware. It's an awareness thing as well.
Yeah.
Despite the wet conditions, masses of members of the public, volunteers and dogs took part in the event to raise much needed money for the charity.
The organisation is very much a family-based organisation. We all feel part of things, so people come from far and wide to attend the event. We've got people here from Cumbria, Wales, all over. So it's not just people in Stockport.
Hearing Dogs for Deaf People was founded in 1982, and they currently have over 1,000 working hearing dog partnerships across the UK. The lifetime budget cost for a hearing dog is £40,000, which is why sponsorship and the work of volunteers is so important.
We train mainly 4 different types of dogs: Labradors, Cocker Spaniels, Poodles and Cockapoos. And it takes around 2 years to train the dog. They're all trained by volunteers who are also here today, and they will go to their recipient around age 18 months, 2 years.
This is Meadow, a 6-month-old Labrador who is currently being trained by volunteer puppy trainer Ken Ness. We spoke to him about the process of training hearing dogs and their impact on deaf people.
When they get to about 6 months old, where Meadow is at the moment, we start doing what we call sound work, and that's when they learn to appreciate different sounds, right? For the deaf person, like fire alarm, very important, smoke alarm, anything in the kitchen, any of the alarms in the kitchen, the doorbell. And what they do, they come and they nudge. Meadow, for me, hello. You nudge. Good girl. And the deaf person says, "What is it?" And the dog takes them to wherever the sound is, apart from the fire alarm and the smoke alarm. And the dog's trained to come and lie across your feet, and then the deaf person knows there's a danger problem and they've got to get out of the building. And that can be in the home, in a cafe, restaurant, anywhere like that, any public place.
After the walk, there was an opportunity to learn sign language with the volunteers, and there's still the chance to take part in remaining dog walks taking place across the UK this year, including in Aberdeen, Shropshire and Suffolk.
The response we get from deaf people, how it changes their lives, because one of the things about deafness, if you can't hear and you know what the conversation is, you tend to retract, and you go into a little bubble, and that puts people in a sort of slightly... With the dog, people will actually come to the dog, and when they're working, they have a jacket. You'll see if you go up to the car park, some of the proper hearing dogs that have done their training are wearing a jacket, and that alerts people to it's a deaf person.
There are many ways members of the public can support the charity, including participating in their Great North Run, volunteering and making donations. If you would like to make a donation, sponsor a puppy, or leave a gift in your will, you can visit hearingdogs.org.uk. This was Harley Nuppel reporting for Mancunian Matters.